Welcome to Second Sunrise Stories. Relax and enjoy our captivating tales. If you love what you hear, please like, comment, and subscribe to help us bring you more incredible stories. Before the college entrance exam, I stopped Marcus Johnson at the train station as he was about to run away south with Luna Hayes, his white Moonlight. I successfully persuaded him to come back and finish his studies. After graduating from a prestigious university, I married Marcus. We had successful careers and a comfortable life. On the day I was giving birth, she was having her wedding. Marcus abandoned me during my difficult labor to rush to her wedding to steal the groom. I suffered severe emotional trauma, and the delivery went badly. 1 corpse, 2 lives lost. My child and I both died. Meanwhile, Marcus successfully stole the groom and reunited with his first love. The two of them lived happily ever after. Emma, don't blame me. The one I've always loved is Luna. If you hadn't stopped us, we wouldn't have been separated for so many years. Now she's pregnant. It's actually good that you're gone. Don't resent us, this is what you owe us. When I opened my eyes again, I had been reborn. The sounds around me were noisy. I was right at the train station where Marcus had left years ago. Marcus looked at me warily and said loudly, "Emma, don't stop me. Today I'm definitely leaving with her." Looking at Marcus's defensive posture, I only felt fortunate in my heart. I had come back just in time. In my previous life, I hoped Marcus wouldn't waste his talent. If he wanted to give his girlfriend a good life, having a good education was truly important. Back then, he listened to my advice, but it disappointed her. She got on the train and left alone. Perhaps from that moment he had hated me to the bone. And I, foolishly, gave him my sincere heart and my entire life. Living again, I'll fulfill both of them. Let them both get lost. Marcus, do you really want to go with her? Marcus said firmly. Yes. I won't let you stop me. I'm not stopping you. If you've made up your mind, then I wish you both smooth sailing. The memory of the pain of difficult childbirth, the helplessness of losing my child, made my heart heavy. I had seen through this scumbag's true nature. I let go of my kindness and respected other people's fate. Marcus was somewhat stunned, not expecting that I wouldn't stop him. You're not stopping me. You won't tell my parents? No, I said decisively, wishing the two of them would get lost and never come back. How could I let others come to stop them? In my previous life, I paid the price for interfering in others' fate. In this life, I don't want to owe them anything. At this moment, a girl rushed over from afar with luggage, very happy to see Marcus. When she noticed I was there too, her eyes became guarded. Emma, what are you doing here? I took a few steps back. Previously, I really didn't understand breaking up the lovebirds. In this life, let the two of them lock themselves together and leave. I don't want to be entangled with them anymore. Looking at them intently, I said, just came to see you off, and also to cut off the friendship between Marcus and me. Don't worry, from now on, I won't be involved with you two anymore. I also won't tell anyone about your affairs. Alright, the train is about to leave. I wish you both smooth sailing in the future. After saying this, I immediately turned and left, not giving them a chance to say another word to me. Marcus clearly wanted to say something, but under Luna's expectant gaze, he resolutely got on the train. When I got home, I sorted out the current situation. I had 1 more week until the college entrance exam. That year, my grades were very good, but on the day of the college exam I had stomach pain which led to poor performance. I only got into a teacher's college. After graduation, I taught 12th grade. Although I had become a teacher, I still had regrets about those failed exams. I reviewed the college entrance exam papers from that year over and over, being complained about many times by Marcus for caring too much about gains and losses. Now I finally had the chance to make up for my regrets. I opened my textbooks and started reviewing based on my memories from the previous life. While doing exercises, a piercing scream interrupted my studying. Marcus's mother from next door had finally seen the letter her son left behind and collapsed, screaming. Then she ran over and frantically pounded on my door. When I opened it, I saw Mrs. Johnson's face full of anger. Emma, do you know that Marcus and a female classmate from your class ran away together? Where did they go now? I acted surprised as if I had just learned about this. What? You didn't know? I've been busy studying for exams recently, so I haven't paid attention to Marcus. He really ran away from home. Mrs. Johnson, my future mother-in-law from the previous life, was extremely difficult to get along with. Before I married Marcus, she treated me like her own daughter. After marriage, she criticized me for everything. Sometimes for my low income and not having children, sometimes for my low education and not having a degree from Beijing University like Marcus. In short, whatever I did, she could find something to criticize. Oh, the college entrance exam is coming up, and this son of mine goes off with that girl. Marcus's mother broke down mentally to the point of cursing and making a scene. I coldly watched. Just then, my parents came home from work. After understanding the situation, they advised her to quickly go look for them. Only then did I finally get some peace. Finally, the day of the college entrance exam arrived. I prepared all my supplies and set out for battle. Just as I left the door, I saw Marcus's father standing at the door with a bag of breakfast. To avoid the stomach pain situation from my previous life, today I had cooked my own breakfast before going out. The ingredients were carefully selected, fresh and clean, and the cooking utensils were cleaned and disinfected before use. Emma, you're taking the college entrance exam today. Marcus irresponsibly ran away. But I watched you grow up. You're like my daughter too. Take this breakfast and eat it. I looked at him with a contemplative expression, suddenly remembering the college entrance exam from my previous life. Marcus had brought his breakfast to our house to eat together, also saying his father had gotten up early to prepare it for both of us. Our two families had a good relationship and visited often. Marcus had frequently come to my house for meals since childhood. If this were my previous life, I wouldn't have suspected this lunchbox at all. But now, Marcus had run away, his family was gloomy, and I was just the neighbor's daughter. I didn't believe Uncle Johnson would still have the heart to make breakfast for me. I quietly accepted the breakfast and casually comforted him with a few words. Thank you, Uncle. I'll definitely eat all the breakfast today. Don't worry too much about Marcus. Everything will be fine. After going downstairs, I put the breakfast in my backpack. In this life's college entrance exam, with the support from my previous life, I was like a fish in water. I thought this life, I could definitely make up for my regrets. After finishing the college entrance exam, I didn't go home immediately. Instead, I took the lunchbox to a food testing agency and commissioned a certificate. 2 weeks later, the college entrance exam scores were announced. Looking at the score sheet before me, my heart finally felt at ease. My parents were very emotional and were about to go out and share with everyone when I stopped them. The neighbors are having troubles right now. We shouldn't be too ostentatious to avoid making them sad and resentful. My father sighed. My daughter has grown up and knows how to think of others. Of course, I wasn't thinking of them, but of our family. Yesterday I had received the test results from that breakfast box. There was indeed a problem. Laxatives had been put in it. In my previous life, why did I suddenly have stomach pain? Now I finally had the answer. How hateful. I blindly rushed to marry Marcus. His father actually dared to harm a child. His heart was so vicious. If they knew their plan to harm me had failed, who knows what crazy things they might do. Originally, I didn't want to worry my parents and planned to handle this matter myself. But the exam scores couldn't be hidden forever. I decided to tell them so they could be on guard against that family. Mom and Dad, I have something to tell you. The neighbor's house was gloomy. Their son still hadn't returned. There were quite a few children in the neighborhood who also took the college entrance exam this year. Other families were celebrating joyfully upon receiving scores, but Marcus's family was obviously depressed. Their son was a top student seed, yet they couldn't share in this joy. His mother couldn't help but say mockingly in her heart, "Other people's kids only got into second-tier universities, what's there to be proud of?" If my son had taken the college entrance exam this year, he could choose between Tsinghua and Peking University. She spoke so harshly that the other parents came to argue. She didn't care. When she saw me, she asked, "Amma, how did your exam go? Did you get into a second-tier university?" I sighed and casually replied, "I did just okay on the exam." Johnson finally showed a smug expression. "That's right, didn't you have diarrhea on the exam day?" I just smiled without speaking and left this place of gossip. One day after the college entrance exam scores were announced, Marcus suddenly returned, bringing his girlfriend Luna. Marcus had only been outside for a month and had already spent all the money he stole from home. Unable to bear it anymore, he came back. "Mom and Dad, I'm back. This is my girlfriend Luna. Mom and Dad, please accept her." His parents were overjoyed to see their son return, but their faces darkened when they saw the girl. His mother wanted to step forward and hit her but was stopped by Marcus. "Mom, what are you doing? I truly love her. Moreover, she's pregnant." Marcus's mother was so angry she sat on the ground crying loudly. "You took her away to skip the college entrance exam, and now she comes back pregnant. You're making your parents lose face. What's so good about this girl? So young and already running away with a boy, she's not even as Emma from next door. At least she's respectable and clean." The young woman was hurt to the point of feeling wronged, making Marcus feel sorry for her. Now he couldn't bear to hear his mother say one bad word about his girlfriend. "Mom, we truly love each other. What's wrong with that? Emma is just a neighbor. How can she compare? Now we're having a baby, you have a grandchild, isn't that good? This is true love. In this life, I'll only be with her." His father was also so angry he picked up objects wanting to hit Marcus. His wife quickly stopped him. "You rebellious son. You ran away. And your mother and I searched for you until we were exhausted. Now you're only 18 years old. What do you understand about true love?" The father still didn't understand his son. Marcus was the type of person who became more rebellious the more you opposed him. "So what if I'm 18? I love her, and she loves me too. From childhood to adulthood, I've never been able to make my own decisions. This time I want to make my own decision for once." While the neighbors were in chaos, the admissions teams from Peking University and Tsinghua came to my house. "Is this Emma Parker's house?" The family next door heard the loud commotion, and all ran out to watch the excitement. "What's going on?" "We're from the Peking University admissions team. Emma is the top scorer in the city. We're here to recruit talent." Marcus's eyes widened in disbelief. My mother opened the door and enthusiastically welcomed the admissions team. "Please come in, please come in. Emma's house is here. Miss is here." Johnson suddenly screamed and completely broke down. "My son didn't take the college entrance exam and came back with a pregnant girlfriend, while Emma from next door is the top scorer. Husband, what kind of work did you do? How could Emma possibly be the top scorer? How could this be?" Just then, my father arrived with the police, pointing at the couple sitting on the ground. "Officer, they're the ones who poisoned my daughter." They wanted to refute, but were immediately forcibly taken to the police station by the officers. Because this was a serious matter, the admissions team let my family handle our private affairs first and arranged to come back tomorrow to discuss school selection with me. I really didn't know the admissions team would come today, so I could only helplessly see everyone off, then hurried after my father to the police station. At the police station, my father presented the hallway surveillance camera footage from the day of the breakfast incident, along with the testing report I had done. Additionally, he invited the neighbors who had been mocked by Marcus's mother that day to prove that she had mentioned I had diarrhea during the college entrance exam. Thus, both witnesses and evidence were complete. "Why did you put laxatives in Emma's food?" the police asked sternly. With clear evidence, the man didn't say a word. His wife began trying to deny the facts. "There were no laxatives. We just accidentally took the wrong breakfast portion that had laxatives." The police weren't so easily fooled, tapping their pen on the table. "Confess honestly. The child was fortunate nothing happened. If something had happened, you'd be going to prison for over 10 years. Marcus's father finally showed an expression of crazy laughter. "Emma always scores higher than my son on exams. Her father has already surpassed me at work. How could I let his daughter surpass my son too?" He and my father worked at the same organization. My father was currently a department director, while the other man was just an ordinary employee. But my father always thought they were friends of many years. Otherwise, he wouldn't have bought a house in the same neighborhood on the same floor. It's just a bit of laxative. So what if I admit it? Don't think I don't understand the law. She wasn't injured. At most, I'll only bear civil responsibility. His careless attitude made my father so angry he wanted to rush up and hit him. I stopped my father. "This is a police station." I had said Marcus was stupid and irrational. Who did he take after? Turns out it was his father. I know at most it's just civil responsibility. But the drugs you gave me that day caused great mental damage to me. I went to the hospital to check. My mental damage is very severe. The future treatment costs will be quite high. So, you compensate me 100,000 yuan and we'll consider this matter closed. Mrs. Johnson heard 100,000 and laughed coldly. What nonsense are you spouting? 100,000. You dare to even say that? Let me tell you, I won't give you a single cent. I know that too. Then you two wait for the court notice. Say whatever you want to the judge. Why be so fierce with me? Marcus was now just an 18-year-old punk. Seeing his parents taken to the police station, he didn't understand what was going on. Is there some misunderstanding? How could my parents do such a thing? Luna also quickly chimed in. That's right. Your two families have known each other for so many years. This might just be a misunderstanding. I laughed coldly looking at Marcus and Luna. Marcus, your father has already admitted it. What misunderstanding could there be? Our families are neighbors, that's true. But you should also listen to what your father just said. Or are you worried that compensating me 100,000 yuan means you won't be able to support your child? Also, Luna, you haven't even entered their door yet, and you're already covering for this family. You should see if they even accept you. They might not even want the grandchild in your belly. Luna was stung in a sore spot and pointed at me. You, worry about yourself first before talking about me. Okay. Mrs. Johnson stood nearby with a face as black as the bottom of a pot. Not wanting to say more, knowing these people wouldn't accept it, I was too lazy to entangle with them. After returning home, my father found a good lawyer to handle this entire matter, presenting the hospital's mental certification for me and all evidence, requesting the best compensation. In the following days, we hurriedly moved houses. The entire family next door was a bunch of psychos. Now that we'd made enemies, for our family's safety, it was better to leave early. Things had already happened. Marcus's parents didn't want their bloodline wandering outside, so they reluctantly accepted Luna. Luna had been an orphan since childhood. The one who raised her was her grandmother, but she had passed away this year. That's why she no longer wanted to study, and came up with the idea of going south to work. The plan to work in the south failed, and she was pregnant, so she could only cling to them. The couple demanded that Marcus must go back to studying and pass the college entrance exam, otherwise they wouldn't agree to let Luna enter their door. No problem. I'm a seed student for Tsinghua and Peking University. Passing the college entrance exam is easy. Marcus looked at Luna affectionately. Luna, wait for me to pass. I'll give you and our child a father who's a top scorer, absolutely not inferior to Emma. Luna was very moved. Marcus, you can definitely do it. Having these words from you, I already feel it's worth it. The two 18-year-olds, blind in love, continued to lock themselves together with empty verbal blessings. Not long after, the court issued its final verdict. The defendants had to compensate me 50,000 yuan for mental damages. Although it was half less, they were just a working-class family. They'd already been spread around because of the incident of drugging me. The father couldn't continue working at the organization and was fired. Marcus had previously run away and stolen money. Now Luna was about to give birth. Their economic situation was already unstable. This 50,000 was adding insult to injury. Pressed by reality, Marcus's mother found someone to bring her to our new house to negotiate with my mother. Mrs. Parker, our two families have been friends for so many years. We were just momentarily angry. Now our economic conditions aren't good. Could you, considering our many years of friendship, let go of the compensation matter? My parents couldn't tolerate anyone bullying me and resolutely refused to let it go. They even threatened her that if she kept delaying payment, when the court enforced the judgment, it would be ugly. Don't affect your son's future, or even your future grandchild. Marcus was studying again for the college entrance exam. These words hit his mother's weak spot. She unwillingly paid us the 50,000 yuan. After that time, I set off for Beijing to enroll and began my new life in this lifetime. Marcus returned to studying but couldn't focus all his attention on it. Luna and his mother had constant conflicts, and he was always caught in the middle in a difficult position. Mom, stop giving Luna a hard time. She's pregnant. The family's conditions were getting harder, and the older woman's temperament was getting worse. This vixen is tattling to you again. I told her not to affect your studying. After speaking, she went to lecture Luna again. Soon the room echoed with arguments again. Marcus sat helplessly looking at the test paper before him, everything becoming blurry. A year passed quickly. On the day the college entrance exam scores were announced, unsurprisingly, Marcus failed the exam. He didn't even reach the minimum score line. Meanwhile, Luna had given birth to a daughter. His mother cursed her terribly. Luna was very angry. After a year of being tormented, plus postpartum depression, she had almost collapsed. The mother was also angry at Marcus, scolding him. You useless thing. Didn't you say you'd get the top score? Why can you only get into a vocational college? The two of you argue every day. How can I focus on studying? Marcus was also in pain. His mother and his true love were both suffocating him now. I really hate why Emma didn't stop me at the train station that year. If she had stopped me, I definitely would have stayed. My life wouldn't be like this. What did you say? His mother rushed over and grabbed Marcus. That Emma actually went to the train station to find you. Why did I ask that girl and she said she didn't know? That girl harmed you. She didn't stop you. Mom has to go find her. Luna laughed coldly, appearing calm on the outside but collapsing inside. Marcus, you regret it, don't you? It was you who wanted to go with me. Now my daughter has been born, and you're saying you regret it. Luna went into the kitchen, grabbed a knife and rushed out, charging at Marcus and his mother, wanting to die together with this family. They both ran around in fear. Luna was young after all and easily caught the older woman, slashing down with one strike. Marcus was too afraid to save his mother. He opened the door and ran outside. Because he was too panicked, his left foot tripped over his right foot, and he fell down the stairs, fainting on the spot. Marcus's father came home from work and saw the horrific scene in the house. He collapsed and fell down. When Marcus opened his eyes and looked around, hadn't he died in a car accident? Marcus fumbled trying to get up. His father quickly helped support his son. Son, how are you? Marcus was very surprised. Hadn't his father died the year he graduated from college? Dad, why are you still alive? The older man said angrily, if Dad wasn't alive you'd be dead. Your wife slashed your mother half dead, and you still didn't pass the college entrance exam, you useless thing. Marcus was shocked to the point of being speechless. Dad, who slashed Mom? Luna is already dead. Emma is also dead. Also, didn't I already pass the college entrance exam in Beijing? Why, just as he said this, his father panicked, feeling his son's mind wasn't normal either, and quickly called the doctor. Marcus lowered his head and from 10 years ago. Opening it, this was actually his first year of college. Marcus had also been reborn. In the previous life, after Emma died, Marcus and his wife didn't live happily for long either. Actually, that year after she went south to work, the woman couldn't make it and became someone's mistress. Later, she got pregnant but the rich man didn't want her to have the baby. So she wanted to come back and find an honest man to take the blame. Just when she learned that Marcus currently had a brilliant career and comfortable life, she targeted him. Marcus was deceived until the 10th year when he discovered it. At that time, he was unemployed in middle age, yet still carried the pride of being a Peking University student, unwilling to lower his head. The family income dropped sharply. His wife complained to him many times and was needled daily by his mother. But the woman at that time wasn't a soft persimmon either. She angered his mother to the point of having a stroke and dying. The couple argued day and night over trivial matters, becoming a bitter old couple. Just when their son got sick, Marcus's intelligence increased at this time. He discovered the son's blood type was wrong and finally knew the child wasn't his biological offspring. He was so angry he grabbed a knife and slashed his wife, then quickly drove away. As a result, he had an accident on the road and lost his life. Son, it's nothing. You just woke up so your mind is a bit confused. Understanding the current situation clearly, Marcus was very excited. Heaven gave him a chance to come back to save everything. Marcus was determined to find Emma again. In his previous life he had mistaken jade for stone, forgetting Emma's goodness and being cuckolded. This life, he must definitely choose Emma. But before he could go, the police appeared at the door. Are you Marcus? If you're awake and mentally fine, you need to come make a statement. Also. The police officer paused, feeling this family was really chaotic. Your girlfriend. Your girlfriend wants to see you. In another hospital room, Luna sat there looking at Marcus with hatred. After slashing Mrs. Johnson, Luna had also fainted. Johnson called the police, and she was also sent to the hospital. You useless thing, you came back to life too. Marcus's eyes suddenly lit up. You slut, you came back to life too. Heaven has eyes. I haven't finished dealing with you yet. Back then, I was slashed to death by you, you useless thing. You're quite bold. Luna suppressed her anger. Now wasn't the time for her to argue with Marcus because the situation was very unfavorable for her. But as long as Marcus cooperated, it wouldn't be difficult to resolve. She had just given birth not long ago, the child was still young, and she had postpartum depression. Mrs. Johnson was only stabbed a few times by her, fortunately not dead. Everything could be explained. You go talk to the police and say I have postpartum depression. Marcus, I know you're unwilling, but you should also understand the current situation clearly. This life, the daughter is your biological child after all. What else do you have to complain about? Now you're just a high school student, not some Peking University student. How much brains you have in your head is still unclear. The family is so poor they can't even open the pot. If you're willing to reconcile this time, I can help you make some money to restart your life. Marcus laughed coldly. Where would you get money? Daydreaming in broad daylight? Luna confidently said, Emma ruined your future. I can cooperate with you to make a big fuss about this and demand compensation. Then I won't take a single cent. Emma is now a Peking University student. She values her reputation for her future, so she'll definitely pay the compensation. Marcus hesitated. He wanted to reconnect with Emma. Doing this would really cut off their relationship. After all, we were husband and wife for 10 years. She somewhat knew what Marcus was thinking. This life, don't think about getting back with Emma. This life, she didn't stop you from following me. She must have been reborn too. Can't you figure this out? The two of you can never be together. Better to demand more money. One sentence made Marcus wake up. His girlfriend was right. When I discovered they wanted to harm me, everything had already happened. Marcus and his partner started a live stream with the title, Peking University's Emma harmed our whole family. I was once a seed student for Tsinghua and Peking University at First High School. Emma was jealous of my grades, jealous that we loved each other. Out of love turned to hate, she wanted to destroy me. She instigated me to steal money and run away with my girlfriend to work. This was due to my insufficient willpower. I'm willing to admit my mistakes. But after I returned, Emma still wouldn't let me go. She falsely accused my father of poisoning her and forced my father to pay compensation. My father is a subordinate of Emma's father and was forced to confess to the police and was fired. Please judge for yourselves. Marcus presented chat logs between him and me. He and I were childhood sweethearts. In those years I did have feelings for him. Before I was reborn, my chats with Marcus were indeed very intimate. I had also questioned him about him and Luna. Now they all became evidence. Luna held her daughter crying along with Marcus. Emma, I beg you to have mercy on me. About you deceiving me that year, I don't want to say much. But now I have a daughter. We need to raise our daughter. Can you return the money you falsely accused us of? I really beg you. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson also appeared, dressed in rags, looking miserable. The whole family cried pitifully, extremely pathetic. Media outlets heard the news and rushed over. The matter began to ferment. When I watched the news online flooded with accusations against me, I looked at Marcus's message on my phone and couldn't help but laugh coldly. Emma, I know you've been reborn too. But this life, you didn't stop me and Luna from ruining my future. Don't you have any fault? You know what heights I reached in my previous life. I need money to restart my life and start studying again. Previously you took 50,000 from my family. Now it's not excessive for you to return another 50,000 to me, is it? After all, we were husband and wife for many years. Since you harmed me, you should compensate me this money. It's not much. Just give it to me and I won't bother you anymore. Otherwise, I'll ruin your reputation. Your future is bright now. Even if I die, I'll drag you down with me. This shameless man. I thought this life I wouldn't have to deal with him anymore. Unexpectedly, Marcus had also been reborn. My parents called me, their voices trembling with anger. Why does this Marcus family keep clinging to us? Daughter, are you okay? I'm fine. Parents, don't worry. I'll handle this matter. Don't concern yourselves. To deal with Marcus's fabrications, I directly called the police. Soon, Marcus and Luna's livestream was shut down. The police also directly issued a notice explaining the sequence of events. Mr. Johnson had poisoned me. But Marcus's words were half true and half false. The police could only clarify about his father poisoning me. As for other things like me being jealous of him, these kinds of false accusations couldn't be addressed. So now Marcus was the type who wouldn't admit guilt even if it killed him. After being educated and fined by the police, he continued opening new accounts saying I harmed him because I loved him. Emma, stop hiding. Peking University is truly unfortunate to have someone like you who destroys others' futures. Having tasted the sweetness of live streaming, Marcus's words became more slanderous. Marcus even hinted at the intimate matters between him and Luna from our previous life and me. Netizens became even more curious, donating even more money. So he made a large sum of money. The matter fermented online for a while. Meanwhile, I was busy with exams and had no time to deal with him. After finishing exams, I started handling Marcus's matter. Actually, Luna had made an appointment to meet me beforehand. You've come back to life too, haven't you? I looked at Luna coldly and asked directly. Luna didn't deny it. That's right. But in this life, I never wanted to offend you. Your father is a high-ranking civil servant. You're now a prestigious university student. I know I can't afford to offend you, but you've already offended me. Luna smiled bitterly. I'm sorry, Emma. I had no other choice. When I came back to life, I had already slashed Marcus's mother. Although I have a history of mental illness, so I don't need to take legal responsibility, the Johnson family will throw me in a mental institution. I have to cooperate with him to escape this fate. Moreover, my daughter is in his hands. Luna paused here. I didn't interrupt. I knew her purpose was in the following words. She continued, Emma, I want to cooperate with you. I'll help you expose Marcus and restore your reputation. In exchange, you help me escape from him and get custody of my daughter. I took a sip of coffee and asked coldly, why should I trust you? A mistress like you who stole the person I liked during school, then stole my husband when we grew up. Because of you, my child and I died. We have a deep hatred. Why should I help you? Hearing me say this, Luna was stunned. She bit her dry lips, her face pale. Now Marcus's family had received a lot of donation money and was no longer strapped for cash, yet she didn't get to enjoy a single penny. She was haggard and exhausted, even covered in new and old scars showing she had been abused for a long time. I know in my previous life I caused you to die in difficult childbirth, but you should feel fortunate for dying early. I suffered for 10 years in your place. Living in that family wasn't happy at all. In the end, I was slashed to death by him. This life, I don't want to fall into that ending again. Please help me, okay? I just want to take my daughter and escape from them. As long as you're willing to help me, from now on I'll disappear from your sight, I beg you, Emma. In my previous life, I already lost one child. I can't lose my daughter again. In your previous life, you almost became a mother too, right? You understand the love I have for my child. I won't joke with my child's life. Luna's tone was very urgent, but I wasn't moved at all. Seeing this, she made up her mind, threw away her dignity, and knelt before me. She gritted her teeth and said, Emma, if you don't agree, I'll kneel until you agree. I sighed, bent down and took her rough hands, and said gently, your health isn't good. Kneeling for long will exhaust you. How can you get revenge then? You agree? Luna's eyes sparkled with hope and fear as she looked at me. I nodded and told her, but you have to listen to me. The next evening, Marcus started live streaming again. At the same time, I found a social media platform and also live streamed to respond to Marcus's recent accusations against me. I paid to hire many reporters and bloggers to share this widely. The bigger the better, because Marcus valued face the most and feared damage to his social reputation. In today's society, people love watching drama and were very interested in our story. In less than half an hour, tens of millions of people across various broadcasting channels and platforms rushed in to watch. I presented, did I instigate my two classmates Marcus and Luna to run away? Absolutely not. On the contrary, I went to persuade my friend to come back but couldn't persuade them. I showed grievance, reminisced, and retold the story from that year, of course from my perspective as a good friend worried about their future. Netizens all felt those two were ungrateful, skipping the college entrance exam to work, and finally came back in disgrace. The trolls I had bought beforehand massively guided viewers. I really have to thank the handwritten letter Marcus left for his mother that year. She went everywhere complaining and spreading the bad news. So many people in that area testified for me. I presented how Marcus's father put laxatives in my breakfast box, plotting to give me stomach pain so I couldn't take the college entrance exam. I had previously obtained his recorded confession. Every vicious word and his laughter echoed in the broadcast room, making public opinion furious and demanding he be imprisoned. When the timing was right, I squeezed out a few tears to gain netizens' sympathy, saying Marcus not only slandered and insulted me, but also sent messages threatening and extorting me. I made public Marcus's messages demanding money from me. I continued, if everyone still doubts me, then today let's go meet Marcus and Luna to resolve this clearly. At this moment at their house, Luna held her daughter and began crying. Mom, please don't hit me anymore. I was wrong. Tonight the food I cooked was a bit salty. Please don't hit me anymore. I had told Luna to do one thing, provoke the family tonight. Luna ran to Marcus's live streaming room and continued screaming pitifully. Marcus, come look. This is your daughter, your biological daughter. Some people in the live stream had already heard the commotion and began asking what had happened. Marcus was very sensitive to the words, biological child, and was afraid people in the live stream would discover something. He quickly turned off the live stream. Today his viewership had already dropped significantly. Moreover, not only were they not donating, they were cursing him. His mood was very bad. Now with her provoking him, he immediately flew into a rage, grabbed his belt and went toward her, dragging her to the living room and beginning to abuse her. His father sat on the sofa watching TV, pretending to know nothing. Marcus's belt whipped hard against the woman. She held her daughter crying out pitifully. The child was scared into crying loudly. His mother stood nearby clapping and praising. Good, this slut seduced my son. She deserves to be beaten. But she still felt sorry for her granddaughter, afraid the child would be hurt by Marcus, so she snatched the baby from the mother's arms. When she lost her child, the young woman went crazy screaming chaotically. Don't take my child. Mom, give my daughter back. Marcus, I'm really wrong. I always listened to you. That year you told me to run away to the south, and I listened to you. You told me to falsely accuse and extort Emma, and I listened to you too. Please don't hit me anymore. I beg you. The louder she screamed, the more viciously Marcus beat her. The family didn't know that in a corner of the house, the domestic violence scene was being recorded and broadcast live. At first very few people watched, but later it was shared widely and more people watched the live broadcast. Oh my God, he's beating someone to death. Call the police quickly. This family is too vicious. The parents ignore their son beating his wife. So the truth is like this. The person involved admitted it. Emma was really falsely accused. How terrifying is this? Is there still rule of law in this society? I brought a team to their door. Some people watching the news online knew Luna was being beaten and cursed inside. Without saying a word, they joined together to kick down the door. Marcus's parents were startled by the commotion we caused. Looking at the baby crying herself hoarse in the older woman's arms, I rushed forward. While she was dazed, I forcefully took the baby back, then stood hiding behind the protective circle. The men who came with me rushed up to restrain Marcus. The women went to rescue Luna. Who are you people? Who let you rush into my house? Believe me, I'll call the police. Marcus was pressed flat on the ground, screaming like a madman. I laughed coldly and held up my phone. Don't worry, I've already called the police for you. Marcus was furious with red eyes cursing me. Is that you, Emma? How dare you? You're the one who ruined my life. You have to compensate me. I pretended to be scared and shrank back. The people I invited, some shielded me, others continued filming. After all, their main task was to expose this scumbag's fake face to the public. Today his whole family had to be ruined. Don't film. Who let you film? You can't film. I warn you, I'll sue you all. Ignoring the shouting behind me, I held the baby and took Luna in the ambulance I had called, which had just arrived in time. She was really beaten badly. If we had arrived a bit later, there might have been a murder. I only asked her to provoke the family and endure a little beating. I didn't expect her to provoke Marcus to madness, causing him to beat her so severely without knowing restraint. Did you have to go this far, hurting yourself so badly? The woman lay on the ambulance stretcher, showing a smile as if about to cry. If the injury level wasn't enough, our plan would fail. I didn't know how to respond, sighed and said, "You've worked hard. Rest well. I'll take care of the child for you." She opened her mouth, perhaps wanting to thank me, but the pain made her grit her teeth and roll her eyes before fainting. Police sirens wailed behind me. I turned to look at the house surrounded by crowds, then resolutely turned away. I found a lawyer to handle Luna's case. With sufficient evidence of Marcus's violence, the court sentenced Marcus to 3 years and 2 months in prison for intentional injury. But that wasn't his only crime in this life. Slandering and defaming my reputation, spreading false information on social media to a particularly serious degree, he'd probably lose half his life behind bars. As soon as Luna appeared, I brought the baby to her. Luna was still thin and weak but in much better spirits, her expression also relaxed. She said to me, "I've been an orphan since childhood and always wanted a child of my own. In my previous life, I had too many abortions. The doctor said if I didn't have this baby, I'd never be able to have children again. That's why I acted against Marcus. This was my fault. Later I was also slashed by him. Fortunately, that day my son was in the hospital and didn't see that scene." I sighed. Hateful people must have their pitiful aspects. Don't think about the past anymore. Now we've both been given new lives. Let's live for the present. Luna smiled and said, "I plan to take my daughter south. I won't come back again." I nodded, about to wish them a smooth journey when suddenly Marcus's father rushed into the hospital room. "I knew it was you two sluts colluding together, joining forces to harm my son." Before he could finish speaking, the bodyguard I hired had already restrained and pressed him down. They took away his weapon, a knife. Luna held her daughter tightly, her face pale. I also trembled. This crazy man dared to rush in during broad daylight in a crowded place trying to stab us. Fortunately, I knew how crazy this family was and had hired bodyguards for 24/7 protection. The bodyguard dragged him outside and called the police. The final result was that he was also sent to prison. The messy affair ended, and the rumors gradually died down. I returned to school to continue studying. One day, Marcus's mother ran to kneel at our door, crying and begging me to go see Marcus once. I also wanted to see what this scumbag wanted from me now. "Emma, help me find a lawyer to get me out. Everything I did was instigated by Luna. I still love you, Emma. I was wrong. In my previous life, she cuckolded me. I was really too stupid. Give me a chance to start over, okay?" Looking at the crazed Marcus before me, I felt satisfied in my heart. Marcus had already been given a chance to live again. There were so many paths to take. Why did he keep clinging to me? There were so many opportunities to make money after being reborn. Why did he have to harm me? "Don't say you love me, you only love yourself." Marcus seemed not to hear what I said, just muttering in his mouth. "Find me a lawyer. My life has been ruined. My life has been ruined." I didn't want to pay attention to Marcus anymore. I stood up to leave. Outside, I saw Mrs. Johnson. She had gone crazy, muttering incoherently. "My son's life has been ruined. What should my son do now?" No one in the Johnson family had a good ending. In the end, it was just sowing evil seeds and reaping karma. As I was about to get in the car, I happened to see Luna with luggage, holding her daughter coming toward me. I stopped and asked, "Are you here to visit him one last time?" Luna said, "No, I came to find you." "What for?" Luna took out a red envelope. I was stunned for a moment before remembering, then shook my head and said, "This isn't for you. This is for the baby." "Why? Why?" I want to know too. Maybe my kindness suddenly emerged and I wanted to intervene in someone else's life again. Or maybe I felt sorry for my daughter who never got to be born in my previous life. I didn't answer that question, just said, "Take the child south. Raise her well. Don't let the child follow in your and my footsteps." "Thank you, Emma. Thank you." Luna trembled with tears. I waved my hand, turned and got in the car. The bright sunshine was dazzling. Life had turned to a completely new page.